You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Ghostfire Media broadcast of the AOLL Sportsman Series. I'm Carl Henderson, and I'll be covering this race for you tonight as we race around World Wide Technology Raceway at also known as Gateway. So let's take a look at our race info here as we are getting ready to qualify. These guys are just finishing up practice. As we can see, we've got a air temperature of 78 degrees here. Actually, that's track temperature, I'm sorry. No, 78 degree air temperature, 81 degree track temperature. Things to watch for here, very important. Downshifting. Now, that sounds a little crazy, but this is one of the relatively few ovals you'll be downshifting at. These guys... I'm not going to say aren't necessarily used to downshifting, but doing 100 laps here and having to downshift at least once every lap, it could be a challenge for a lot of these guys, and we'll have to watch, make sure as these guys are shifting down that the truck's not getting squirrely or anything like that. Talk about fuel strategy. I mean, we're looking at a 25 to 30 lap fuel run, and we've got a 100 lap race. And if you can do the math there, that means that we could have some very interesting fuel strategies work out. Finally, this is going to be a bullet point every week for the next few races. Chase standings. We're, I believe, after this, 3 races away from the chase. You're going to possibly see some guys try some things to get in. You've got a lot of guys that are on the points bubble. They're going to be doing everything they can to try to keep from getting knocked out. But then you're going to have some guys that are going to say, you know what? I'm not going to mess with the points bubble. I'm going to just go for it, and I'm going to see if I can get in. So I'm excited to see if we have anything happen there. And I'm excited about this race. Hopefully we'll have a good one for you tonight. So as the checkered flag comes out for practice, we'll get started qualifying here. And let's see here. We will let's focus on Justin Anderson here. Take a look as he is coming out on his out lap. And you know what? We always focus on Justin Anderson. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's take a look here at Teddy Weichel. New to the league. I haven't had an opportunity to race with Teddy yet. So let's watch him do his first time lap here and see what he can do for us, and driving that U.S. Air Force 68 truck. So he crosses the start-finish line to start his first time lap, and we have lots of guys on the track right now. So after he gets done with his first lap here, we'll bounce around, take a look, see what other people are doing. We see here no issues as he exits 2. And he'll come into 3 and 4 here. Nice and smooth. No issues it's looking like here. And on corner exit, yeah, he's doing just fine as he comes up here across the start-finish line And that, for his first lap, will be 3rd place for him. Let's bounce back here and take a look at Sean Carmody, who just finished his first lap and is on his 2nd lap. Currently sitting 5th on the board, and we'll see if he can improve on it on his 2nd lap. And we have him entering 3 right here. And see, you know, this is one of those tracks, I'm honestly not sure. I bought this track right before the race, so I've actually never raced on it. I think this is the first time I've ever called a race, never having raced on the track. So I'm not really sure if the 2nd lap can be faster. Some tracks, oh yeah, Sean was definitely faster that 2nd lap, moves up to 4th. All right, Kevin Muller still on his 2nd timed lap. Take a look at him here as he is getting ready to exit turn 4. Actually, he was entering turn 4. He's getting ready to exit turn 4 here. And going to come across the start-finish line. He was in 6th and moves him up to 5th. And let's drop down here to Brandon Bernhardt as he finishes up his 2nd lap. Currently, the 1st lap does not look like it was timed. So we'll have to see if this 2nd lap we'll actually be able to set a time here. I'm not sure if he ran off track or what, but he exits 4, comes down the front stretch, and that will be good enough for 9th. And let's take a look at Andrew Burgess, currently just starting his 1st timed lap. He is going around 1 and 2 right now. He goes down the back stretch here. Coming through 3 and 4. Currently sitting 15th on the board. Let's see if he can improve here. And he does. That moves him up to 13th. All right. Well, I don't think we have anyone else left on the track right now. So we have about a minute here as qualifying wraps up. Oh, I lied. Looks like David DeParis is out on the track. And he is getting ready to set his first timed lap. He's currently on his out lap, just exited pit road. We'll see what David DeParis can do here. Oh, well, that's not good. I feel like I'm at fault for that. But David, you know, could have potentially reset there. But the issue he's going to run into is he's running out of time. I do not think he'll have enough time here to finish a lap. So David DeParis should likely, he comes in the pits, will be bringing up the rear for us, along with a few other guys who didn't qualify. All right. Well, let's take a look at our grid. All right, on pole, starting in 1st, we have Justin Anderson. 2 is outside in 2nd, Joe Dunsmore. In 3rd, William Klingbeil, and on his outside, Sean Carmody. In 5th, Kevin Muller, and in 6th, Daniel Shirley. 7th is Adam Wood, and in 8th, Derek Schilling. 9th is Brandon Bernhardt, and 10th is Ed Springer. 11th, Teddy Weichel, and in 12th, John Gordon. 13th is Andrew Burgess, and 14th, Josh Laston. 15th is Brian McFerrin, and 16th, Kevin Haas. 17th, Tim St. Jean, and in 18th, Tony Pandon. In 19th, we have David Naughton, and in 20th, Mike Burgess. In 21st, we have Ross Gage, and in 22nd, Don Warnke. And rounding out the field in 23rd, we have David DeParis. So very shortly here, we will get going with our 100-lap race. I'm very excited about this. Hopeful that we're going to have a good race here tonight. And, I mean, all the pieces are on the table right now that we absolutely could have a good race. I'm just hopeful these guys will remain patient and not push it too hard, at least in the early going. So we'll have to wait and see what they can do here as they're gridding up here. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to pull up the points here so we can take a look at them. We've got some guys that we have some guys here that are on the bubble for the chase right now. You have someone like Josh Laston, who I believe is currently in, but just barely. And I'm sure he would love to have a win. He's run pretty consistent throughout the season, but hasn't really broken through for a win yet. You get a lot of winners in the field as well. I mean, you're looking at guys, we don't talk about as winners a lot, but like someone like Sean Carmody. I mean, he's sitting in 4th. He's safe, but he's going to want another win here tonight because going into the chase with only 1 win, not a lot of bonus points for you there. So we'll take a look and see what happens here. I for one am very excited about this. Lights on the pace car are out, so we will be going green this time around. And as mentioned in the past, on the initial start of the race, the green flag controls when the drivers are allowed to go. After that, the leader gets to decide when to go. After the pace car is pulled in. But this first one, they have to wait for the green flag. And they're pulling up here. Let's switch over to our blimp view, get a good look at this restart. Justin Anderson's leading the field here, and they're off. Justin didn't look like he had a great shift there. Kind of stalled out for a second and let Joe stay on his outside. So Joe Dinsmore fighting on the outside. Justin Anderson got a little bit low there. Looks like he got a little loose there as well, but he holds it and holds Joe Dinsmore off and takes over first place. But look out, Dan Shirley coming in on the inside of Sean Carmody. He's trying to take that 3rd position away, and that inside line, I have to think he's probably going to have it. Dan Shirley, we haven't seen him for a few weeks now. Good to have him back. Hoping to see some really good things out of him. And in fact, Dan Shirley's already up 3 positions. Quite sure how you do that in a lap, but he certainly did. And we are under caution. We are under caution. Getting a lot of red warnings. It looks like it started with Kevin Haas, so let's take a look. So we're here with the 3 of Kevin Haas. He's coming up behind Teddy Weichel. Oh, and he just got spun by the 80 of Ross Gage there. That's real unfortunate, but there were a whole lot of other supposed wrecks. I'm going to see if I can find... Let's take a look here. It says David DeParis. So we see 3 up there. He is spinning. Oh, yeah. David got hit. So let's... I'm still seeing more. See what it says about Josh Laston here. I think that might be a false positive. Might have just been Josh checking up. Oh, no. Ed Springer went around at the same time. Wow. Wow, we had synchronous wrecks. That's... That's a lot of cars right there. I almost missed that one. That was actually the big one right there. All right, so our leader still Justin Anderson, followed by Joe Dinsmore and Dan Shirley in 3rd. This is our first caution, hopefully the last of the night. I know that's probably wishful thinking. This is, from what I've heard, a very challenging track. Would not be surprised to see more cautions, but I am still hopeful that we get to stay green. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking at guys that were involved in that incident. Josh Laston, Teddy Weichel, Ross Gage, David DeBarris, Kevin Haas. They might be in a pretty good shape right here. So, we talked about fuel strategy and how it might be a little tight if this race were to stay green. Not that I think it's going to stay green, but if it does, they may have just ensured themselves that they might be able to do it on one less stop than everyone else. To be honest, I'm surprised some of the guys further back in the field didn't also just go ahead and come in. Because if you're going to be tight on fuel like that, sometimes it doesn't hurt to come in. I wouldn't have expected Justin Anderson, Joe Dinsmore, any of those guys to come in. But really anyone outside the top 10, I think may have been a wise decision to have come in. But it is still early, so I have a hard time faulting them. So we will, I believe the lights on the pace car will be going out this next time by. One good thing about this isn't a short track, but tracks on the shorter side, it's still a 40-second lap, but still, the caution laps don't take that long, thankfully, so, and I'm certainly excited about that because I'm ready to get going racing again. I think, up at the front, we had some really good racing going there before the caution came out, and I want to see that extended out over a long run. All right, we'll see here if the lights on the pace car go out, and I do have to apologize, everyone. It is difficult to come up with things to talk about when you're by yourself in the booth under caution. If we have another caution, I'll pull up one of the drivers and have a chat with them. Might pull up my colleague Josh Laston because it might make it kind of funny if I distract him and take him out of the chase. And the lights on the pace car are out, and they are lining up 2 by 2 throughout the field. And we'll be going back racing this next time around. And as mentioned earlier, the leader, Justin Anderson, will get to control the restart here. Always makes for some fun gamemanship as the guys, try to time their jumps just perfectly so that they can pull out ahead. And second place is trying to do everything they can to listen and know when the other person's going to go. It almost requires a sixth sense. Personally, it's one that I don't have. I typically fall to the back when I'm restarting on the outside. So we'll see what Joe Dinsmore here can do here. He did great on the initial start of the race. Guys back in the field still getting sorted out. A little late for that. Pace car and Justin Anderson's off, and Joe Dinsmore got a reasonably good jump there. That was not a bad jump at all, and I actually have to wonder there if teammates were coordinating a little bit. Our top 3 are teammates, and honestly, I mean, it's what you love to have when you're running up to the front of a race. You have your teammates up there with you. But Sean Carmody, not a teammate to any of the 3 of these guys, is holding strong and fighting on that outside, which, I mean, I would have expected after he got cleared there, he would have dropped down. But no, he is continuing the fight. He is trying to take that third place position away from Daniel Shirley. Further back in the field, though, we are going single file, it looks like. Not a whole lot of battles throughout the field other than this one. I think the guys may just be... oh, caution is out. I shouldn't have said a thing. Let's take a look, see if we can see what happened here. Timothy St. Jean. All right, we are here with that 6 car of St. Jean. And oh yeah, he just lost it. That is it's very uncharacteristic for Tim. Not sure if he just got on the brakes too hard. I know that prior to the race, Josh Laston and I were talking, and he was saying that you have to be careful on braking because it's a little bit of a hump on that entry, and if you're not braking in the right spot, you can easily get loose and lose the car like that, which we saw happen. Yeah, there we are. Let's go ahead and pull up Josh Laston and see what he thinks of what's going on so far. Hey, Josh, it's Carl in the booth. Got a copy?
I do, good sir.
Hey, so we've had a lot of caution laps in the early part of this race, so I decided to pull you up. Just wanted to see what your take on everything was. I know you were involved in that, got caught up in that first caution. But when you guys are green, how are things feeling out there?
I mean, there's a lot of discussion right now over kind of what happened with John Gordon there right before all of the caution came out, and I'll be the first to admit that my life flashed before my eyes when Tim went in front of me there. But it's, for the first 2 laps, my guess is you want to be on the outside, just because you get to carry the speed, and since everyone's bunched up, no one gets to run their preferred line. So that extra little bit of momentum is going to be amazingly helpful. But I don't know. I think we've had 1 green flag lap so far, so
yeah, it's like one and a half, something like that. You know, we did see earlier Sean Carmody on the outside losing a position to Dan Shirley, but on that restart there, he was able to fight back. So what you're saying might very well be true, that the outside on those initial laps might be the place to be if you're not the leader.
Well, and if you aren't exactly a gentleman, you can push someone down, making their exit just that much harder, make it to where you're not getting all the way to the outside of the turn until very late, until basically you're past the safer barrier, and kind of give them an absolutely terrible launch. But again, we'll have to wait and see how some of this plays out, because, well, here's to hoping we can actually get through at least close to 1 full pit cycle.
Yeah, I'm hopeful too. You know, I'll be honest. You know what you're saying there about pinching a guy down like that. You know, you have a chance of making enemies like that. I mean, there's a lot that would consider that not very good racecraft. But you know, hey, racing's racing. So I'll let you get back to I was about to say your team, but I'll send you back down with Derek.
Team on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I'll send you back down. Have a good race.
Thank you, sir.
And that was Josh Laston. And the lights on the pace car are still on. Take a look here. I'm going to see who... I'm looking... Derek Schilling pitted that stop. I'm not sure if he was involved in the incident or not. But he did pit. So, again, this is one of those things like, you know, Derek pitted at the 10-lap point. Ed Springer's in now, although I think he may have some damage. But honestly, I mean, 10 laps, we're talking about a tenth of the way through the race. I was one of those bad guys. I really would have considered coming in just for a splash of fuel. But hey, I'm up here. I'm not out there. And honestly, it seems like every time I pit fuel like that, I end up getting caught in something. So maybe they're making the right decision here. So the lights on the pace car are out. We will be going green next time by. And I am going to keep my fingers crossed. Just hope we are going to have a good long run to finish this thing out. I've raced with almost all of these guys. I am confident that we can get through 88 laps with no cautions. And I just need them to prove me right now. So hopefully we'll get to stay green and get some green flag laps under our belts. So we will switch to our blimp camera here and see a little bit of an accordion effect through the field there. It's not something you want to see. We'll have to keep an eye on that, because that can lead to incidents on the restart as guys, you know, get an early jump and then run into somebody. And Justin is off. You know, once again, not like a really great restart or anything. I'm not sure if it's just the nature of the track or what, but you know, not pulling. Oh, Justin has some trouble there. I I don't know how he saved that, to be honest. That thing was nearly perpendicular to the track. But he does save it. But that's might have cost him still. Joe Dinsmore trying to take the position on the outside, and Sean Carmody right there as well. If Sean can get up there and fight for that position, then Joe Dinsmore should have first place, as Justin will be kind of held up exiting corners. But Sean Carmody is not quite getting there. But hey, look at this. I mean, this is side-by-side racing. We've had side-by-side for several laps now. But Joe Dinsmore pulling ahead here, using that momentum on corner exit as we see David DeParis off the track down there. No caution. And Joe is just hanging on, but Justin Anderson is not giving up. He is right there, and I keep thinking every lap this is the lap that one of them is going to take it, and they just don't. So we're still fighting here. I kind of want to go back and show some of the excitement throughout the field, but I can't lead this battle right now. This is battle for the lead. Joe Dinsmore looks like he is finally going to have it. May lose a little bit here on corner entry. Nope, he's able to get cleared. But Sean Carmody right there as well. Sean Carmody loses a little bit through the middle of the corner. We'll see if he can gain it back on exit. Not enough. But I was just about to say we were done here, but here's Justin Anderson fighting back again. Trying to take back that first position. Rides up the track a little bit. It's funny, when Joe Dinsmore... when those guys weren't side-by-side anymore, they were pulling away from Sean Carmody. But every time they get side-by-side, Sean Carmody's right there with them. So, I mean, I'm sure those guys being teammates, they would just... Each of them's probably like, it's like the Spider-Man meme. They're pointing at each other saying, no, you slow down. Each of them's probably wanting the other one to back off. Like, hey, let me have first. Let's pull away from the rest of these guys. And, But Sean Carmody now has solid control of third. He is right there on Joe Dinsmore's bumper. He is not content sitting in third. Sean Carmody is going to try to take away second here from Joe Dinsmore. It looks like on at least in corner entry that in one, it looks like he definitely was faster. Man, entry to middle, he was really fast there, but on exit, he lost a lot. So he's gonna have to figure out something there if he's gonna want to make this pass. But let's watch him this time as he enters two and see if, once again, he gains a lot on entry, kind of rides up the track a little bit. See if that'll help him carry some momentum. That was a much better turn for Sean Carmody there. How about we actually go in car with him here? Take a look, see what it is like for the battle for the lead here. And as I said, we are here with Sean Carmody. All right, looking through the field. Let's take a look, see if we can find. Oh, I keep wanting to lead this battle. I really do. I want to show you guys some of the other battles across the track. But these guys just keep fighting. We'll come back if. Well, there aren't a whole lot of battles going on, but let's take a brief look here at Josh Laston as he's working currently in 16th place, working to get around 15th cross gauge. Oh yeah, no problem there for Josh Laston. We'll see if he can hold it on corner exit. He's got a lot of damage on that right side. He's either sustained damage from the earlier wreck or he's brushed that wall. So Josh Laston trying to catch back up with the rest of the field. And as we were away, Dan Shirley gets around Sean Carmody. I have to wonder. I'm gonna actually go rewind and take a look at that pass. I'm curious what happened here. Sean looked like he was much faster. Well, that wasn't far enough back. Let's see if we can. I think Sean just may have came into the corner a little too hot. Got a little higher than he should have, and that's what gave the inside to Dan Shirley. So a little shake up there at the front as Dan Shirley takes over third from Sean Carmody. And And looking through the field here, people are starting to spread out. This is a great thing. Let's go take a look at Brandon Bernhardt. Right back here, just behind Kevin Muller. Those paint schemes are real fun next to each other, almost like inverted schemes. So Brandon Bernhardt currently running in 7th, Kevin Muller in 6th. And Brandon is trying to fight for that position, but not happening right now. And let's take a look back here at 10th place, Andrew Burgess. Currently trying to gain here on Adam Wood, who's having a pretty quiet night, running in 9th. I think he is just trying to stay out of trouble and have a solid race. That's how you got to be sometimes. He's definitely had a quiet race so far. So those guys fighting there for 9th. Let's go back up to our lead pack here. They have stayed tight. We're used to seeing at many tracks kind of the leader pull away, or maybe it's the lead, couple of cars. But right now we have a 6-car breakaway. Is that 6 cars? Actually, that is 7 cars. We've got Justin Anderson, Joe Dinsmore, Dan Shirley, Sean Carmody, William Klingbeil, Kevin Muller, and Brandon Bernhardt. Those guys have kind of pulled away from 8th place John Gordon by about a 1.5 seconds. So that's what you love to see. I mean, we're getting our green flag laps. This is the kind of the battle we all came to watch. So certainly excited to be watching it and bringing it to you tonight here on the Ghostfire Media Network. Closest battle on the track right now, Andrew Burgess with Adam Wood, still fighting hard. Let's take a look here from his in-car, see where he's gaining, where he's losing, and on corner entry, look at that. He is just going way lower than Adam Wood. And, we may have actually picked the perfect time there to switch over, as it looks like Andrew Burgess is going to make this pass. We'll see if he can hold it in 1 and 2 here. Yeah, I was honestly expecting him to get low like that and then lose a little bit on corner exit, but we switched over to him. He made that pass look easy. It was like the inverse broadcaster's curse. All right, and let's shoot back up here to William Klingbeil. And we see Sean Carmody's continuing to fall back. He now has a little bit of a gap. It's not quite as bad as I thought it was, but I thought he had a little more gap to Dan Shirley just in front of him, but he's certainly not competing with Dan Shirley like he was earlier. That could be a few things. Could be that trying to pass Joe Dinsmore earlier, he wore through his tires a little bit, or it could just be that he's trying to prevent that from happening. He's trying to be a little easier on his equipment. And then, of course, also there having to get around lap traffic in not the most convenient spot. Shooting back here to Andrew Burgess again as he fights to get around John Gordon. So Andrew Burgess up to 8th. And he's going to try to track this lead group of 7 down. Currently almost 3 seconds ahead of him. So he's got his work cut out for him. Now over 3 seconds. So Andrew Burgess got his work cut out for him to try to catch that lead group, but he is up to 8th now. Take a look just behind him, Adam Wood trying to take another spot for John Gordon. He's been closing in little by little every lap. Just a hair faster than John past couple of laps, but that's all you really need in a track like this. So he's gonna try to make this pass work. So at this point, we have to be getting relatively close to green flag pit stops. Our fuel window, as mentioned earlier, is somewhere between 25-30 laps estimated. We did have a lot of laps under caution, so that will certainly extend it out a little bit. But I do think within the next 10 laps, you're going to start seeing guys come in for a pit stop here. But of course, I think, if the cars, let's look at lap times. Lap times are not that far off from where they started the race. I'm looking at the leaders. They're not even a second off their best lap times yet. So you're going to want to stay out as long as you can, because this is a track that you come in and pit, you're going a lap down at least. And then if a caution comes out, you're in trouble. So the advantage you see at a lot of tracks where you pit early and short pit there, and we have got someone that crashed. Look, caution's out. Oh, we were about to have some great strategy, and that is going to sort of cement it there. I believe everyone's going to come in under caution here. But let's take a look, see what happened. This is the 80 of Ross Gage. David DeParis just behind him. Oh! David just ran him over there. I'm not sure if he braked earlier than expected, but yeah, let's actually rewind here a little bit. I want to take a look from David DeParis's camera, see if we can find out what happened. Take a look from his roll bar, and let's go. I am not sure what really happened there. It doesn't look like he slowed down enough to enter that turn. Not sure if he just missed his braking point or what, but it's really unfortunate we had to deal with that to run a long green flag run, but it is what it is. We got everyone coming in the pit as expected. We'll see here. See if we've got a pit road camera here. Oh, yeah, there we go. How about this one? Oh, that's the entry. That's not the best pit road camera, so we'll stay focused on our leader here. Oh yeah, that's not bad right there. I like that one. So let's see what this battle off pit road is going to be like. Justin Anderson, having won the pole, definitely has the preferred spot here. He can just go straight forward. I believe Joe Dinsmore can do the same. The rule, generally speaking, in the league, if I'm not mistaken, is you can't go through more than 3 pit stalls. And Joe Dinsmore comes out easily with second, followed by Dan Shirley, Sean Carmody, Kevin Muller, William Klingbeil, Brandon Bernhardt, Andrew Burgess, Adam Wood, and in 10th, Teddy Weichel. So, how about we take a small break here? We had a lot of really good green flag racing, and I need to catch my breath. So, how about let's hear from one of our sponsors.
For 20 years, the Guitar Attic has been your home for used and vintage guitars in the Daytona Beach area and at GuitarAttic.com. The Guitar Attic is your home for used and vintage guitars. Whether you're looking for that collector's piece or that beginner piece, they've got you covered. With names like Fender, Gibson, Gretsch, Ibanez, Martin, Taylor, and much, much more, the Guitar Attic has all the guitars you need. And bass players, they haven't forgot about you. They've got all the top names. Amplifiers from Friedman, Victoria, Fender, Boss, and many, many more. They also have the largest selection of used pedals anywhere in the Southeast. The Guitar Attic, located at 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue, just north of Flemish in Holly Hill, Florida. Also, check us out online at GuitarAttic.com.
And we are back. So, still up front, we have Justin Anderson. I believe these guys in front of them are going to be wave around cars. Yeah, they are. So, once we reach the 1 to go mark, they'll get the wave around and they can drive around the pace car and pull up to the back of the field. So, the big question mark here, and this is a question mark for me because, again, I have not driven this track, is how much the car transitions during a run. Because a lot of tracks, I'd say most tracks in oval racing and most setups, the longer you are on your run, the tighter your car gets. And arguments aside about whether or not tight or loose is easier to drive, I think it could at least be acknowledged that a tight car is at least more predictable to a degree. It's not going to suddenly do something you don't expect with catastrophic consequences. The guy on your outside might disagree with that, but the reason I say this is these guys were on a relatively long run. Now they come and gotten tires. Is this car going to drive differently enough? Whereas, the previous run was like a long, smooth transition of, okay, the car is gradually changing on me. Well, now the car just changed a ton. So, is this going to cause some issues for some guys? Typically you're going to see, if you were loose at the beginning of the race and it tightened up and you weren't loose after, it's going to be loose again now, and you may not be ready for that. So hopefully that's not going to cause any incidents here. And pace car peels off. And Justin, we've got bad accordion throughout the field. That honestly, that is something that should not happen at this level. Is that accordion effect like that? I've seen it happen the entire time I've been in AOLL. You hate seeing that. Guys need to tighten up on the restarts, but enough of my complaining here. We've got some good racing. Joe Dinsmore's able to take over first, but Justin Anderson's still fighting back, just like we saw at the beginning of that first run, and Sean Carmody right there as well. So Sean Carmody is strong on these early short runs. And I have to think that if this race ends with a short run, Sean Carmody's probably going to be my pick to win the race. Now, we saw on a longer run, he struggled. So we'll have to see here. Did he make some adjustments so that he'll be able to do better with that? We'll have to wait and see. Look at this camera here, a little different, a little bit further out. As we see Joe Dinsmore still leading, but Sean Carmody right there behind him. And look, this past time by, Joe Dinsmore actually ran the fastest lap of the race. So definitely got some speed here as they're coming around the front stretch. Why I really wanted this camera here. Get a cool look, seeing them all fan out here, but there's no real fanning out. They're staying straight. And yeah, I think again, I think most of these guys are wanting to survive. I think it's fun to go out there and race and all of that, but racing's no fun if you're out in the first half of the race. So they're being smart right now, trying to save from getting themselves in a wreck, and also trying to save their equipment. Yeah, this is really good stuff. Let's drop back here to one of our closer battles. Adam Wood trying to fight with Teddy Weichel. Oh, Adam's got a lot of damage on the back of that truck. Wow. I mean, this isn't necessarily a super aerodynamic track, but I mean, they're still reaching speeds of low to mid 160s. So that has to be hurting him a little bit, I would expect. But he's looking okay right now. So that's Adam Wood running in ninth, bringing 10th, fighting for 9th position. Let's take a look closer to the front. William Klingbeil feeling the pressure right now from Kevin Muller. At 72, running right there behind him. And, we'll have to see here if Kevin is able to do anything. He kind of enters the corner a little bit higher and then drops down. And otherwise, their lines are pretty similar. And if that is Kevin's preferred line, and if that is William Klingbeil's preferred line, it's going to be really tough to make a pass, right? Sure, you can try something to the outside, but if you're not comfortable there, you're going to have trouble getting around. And that'll happen a lot, in races you'll have a preferred line. No matter how much you practice, you get one line you want. And if you get behind someone running the exact same thing as you, kind of wait for him to make a mistake. So let's kick back here to David Naughton as he is working to get around Ross Gage. And see, this is the scenario you want to be in if you're David Naughton. He was able to get a little bit under, and let's take a look at his roll bar cameras. They're going to cross the start-finish line and then enter turn 1. So both of them about the same line right there. David Naughton a little bit lower. We'll see here if 3 and 4. Oh, might not get a chance because David Naughton gets the run off the corner and is able to get to his inside. So that is David Naughton moving up to 12th. Ross Gage back to 13th. But Ross Gage fighting back. I was about to switch over to another battle, but man, look at this. Ross Gage. You know, it looks like he's not going to have enough there, though. He fought back there for a little bit, but he is falling now. Let's take a look up at the front of the field again. Sean Carmody looks like he is pretty comfortable, just hanging out. Take a look at his lap times. Yeah, he's quite a bit slower than our leader right now, by about 3/10. That is a huge deal, and yeah, you have to go back a long ways to find someone slower than Sean right now. So again, this might be just more the trouble on long runs for him right now, or it might be him pacing himself a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. So that is Sean Carmody running in second, with Justin Anderson, Dan Shirley right behind. And closest battle on track, Andrew Burgess once again. He has passed a lot of people tonight as he's trying to get around Brandon Bernhardt here. Right on his bumper. Let's take a look at that roll bar camera. Brandon Bernhardt gets the advantageous exit. I think Burgess may have had to check up a little bit. But we'll see if he can do anything here. Brandon pulls away a little bit midway through the corner. Let's see if he can do anything. Oh, nope, on corner exit. That is not working for him. We'll see if he has anything for him in turns 1 and 2. Getting real low, much lower than Brandon Bernhardt, and that gains him a little bit, but he's going to lose it on corner exit. So Brandon Bernhardt right now in a safe position in front of Andrew Burgess in 6th. And while that was happening, we've had a battle for 2nd place. Sean Carmody feeling the pressure from Justin Anderson. They are side by side, and you know, right as I cross start-finish line, I have to think again. This is, you know, looking at lap times. Sean was actually faster than Justin that time by, but overall, Sean has been slower. So Sean Carmody loses that position. I don't think that's all. The only position he's going to lose is William Klingbeil looks to his inside. Klingbeil is, got really low there. I'm sure that made both of them very uncomfortable as William Klingbeil dropped to the apron there a little bit. Thankfully, no issue there. Klingbeil continuing the fight, though, but it looks like Sean Carmody is able to hold him off for now. Hey, let's get back here to Don Warnke and Josh Laston. Josh just completed the pass on him there. You know, not much of a battle at that point, but Josh Laston having issues early, and he's trying to work his way back through the field. One of those guys, as I mentioned earlier, who is on the points bubble and likely feeling like he is not going to get a win during the regular season. So he's trying to make sure he gets in on points. So Josh Laston right now currently running in 12th. Take a look at Sean Carmody again as William Klingbeil is still right there with him. They are, the three of them right there are letting Joe Dinsmore run away right now. You can see how far Dinsmore was ahead there. Let's actually switch to our blimp view, see if we can get. Nope, but let's go up to Joe. You see how far ahead he is right now. That is by far the biggest lead we've had this race. Joe Dinsmore running away with this thing right now. He in the past few weeks in the AOLL, he has really come alive, I think, and looking really strong right now. We see Sean Carmody fighting for second again. I really thought he was falling off there, but he is he's not ready to just fall to the back. He is going to fight for every position he can get. And he is on the inside of Justin Anderson right now, our second place runner and pole sitter for the race. But not going to be enough. I think this is one of those situations where the older your tires get, the more difficult it is to make passes. So looking here, the leaders pitted at 32. That was 20 laps ago. And green flag every lap there. So perhaps green flag pit stops coming up again. We're probably 10 laps or so away from finding out if that's going to be the case. But this battle right here, right now, these 5 guys right here, we've got Justin Anderson, Sean Carmody, William Klingbill, Kevin Muller, and Brandon Bernhardt battling for 2nd through 6th. This is the closest battle throughout the field right now. Guys have spread out a little bit, and this is just how quickly things can change right here. But I must have completely missed something because Dan Shirley is on pit road. I honestly didn't even notice that he wasn't running up front with these guys. I'm not sure if that was a planned pit stop. Let's see if we can go back and... So yeah, William Klingbill passed him. We're going to kick back just a little bit here and see if we can find out what happened to Dan Shirley. So William Klingbill here. Well, okay, Dan Shirley must have been on pit road at that point. I'm puzzled, actually. I genuinely don't know what happened there. I don't see Dan Shirley on the track on this replay. It said that's where he passed him. All right, so we'll have to wait and see. And oh, Kevin Muller, right as we switch back, gets a little loose there. I think he may have just overdone it on corner exit and turned the wheel a little too much, and it almost turned him around. But look at William Klingbill all of a sudden coming alive. We saw just a little bit ago Sean Carmody working to get around, or trying to get around Justin Anderson. And next thing we know, William Klingbill's around him, and now William Klingbill's fighting for second. And just one more time, I want to show this. Justin Anderson here, and then Joe Dinsmore continuing to pull away. Now a 4-second lead. Steel Horse Racing is looking a little unbeatable right now, to be honest. It helps that they have so many drivers. But honestly, it feels like every week it used to be Endeavor. And it feels a bit like Steel Horse now, all the time. So, we'll have to continue to see if they can keep this momentum going. But Truck Series, Cup Series, Steel Horse has looked fantastic even the past month or so. All right, let's go back to William Klingbill again. He is still trying to get around Justin Anderson. Let's put this roll bar camera. See if we can see if there's any area. Well, right there in the middle of the corner, he had a little bit of a run on him. And corner Essex staying right there with him. And he is still right there. He might try to make a dive here. No, he's backing off early. Yeah, William Klingbill is backing up his corner entry. Oh, might have overdone it a little bit there. But he's backing up his corner entry, trying to get a run on corner exit. But right now, that is not happening as Justin Anderson pulls ahead, and I believe Sean Carmody was able to make a little bit of ground on William Klingbill there. All right. We are at almost lap 60. We last pitted at lap 32. Let's pull up our pit strategy. All right. So as we can see here, 26 laps on this stint. Just crossing 27 there for Joe Dinsmore, and should be for the rest soon. Yep. So, we did 32 laps on that first stunt, but that was a lot under caution. So, and actually, as I say that, we've got guys coming into the pits. Kevin Muller, Andrew Burgess, both on pit road. Both were running in the top 10. Ross Gage also in. So we'll have to see when our leaders are going to decide to pit here. Justin Anderson coming in. Oh, what happened there? Whew. We've got to rewind for this. That was, I do not know what happened. Oh, it was just from braking. Oh, no. Oh, that is a bummer for Justin Anderson, having a great run. And caution is out right as Joe Dinsmore entered the pits. Sean Carmody crashed. Let's take a look and see if we can see what happened. So Sean Carmody here, just behind. So William Cleanbill came in the pit, and I'm guessing Sean Carmody might have decided he wanted to pit as well and just couldn't get it slowed down enough. I'm surprised the caution was thrown for that. Considering he was off the track, I suppose he was in the pit access road. So, yeah, that's going to mix things all up. Our currently scored as our leader is Brandon Bernhardt, who is coming in the pit. And did Joe Dinsmore go a lap down? He did not. So this worked out A-okay for Joe Dinsmore. Person that did not work out well for, Justin Anderson. Although maybe it still was a blessing that happened, because I'm not sure if he even got straightened out by the point the caution came out. So that may have saved him a little bit of time there. Got a whole bunch of guys here on pit road. Let's see if we can get one of the guys up front. Nope. Sean Carmody. Yeah, see if we can get this battle off pit road. Joe Dinsmore back in again. Oh, I bet what happened there is he drove through. Huh. I'm honestly not sure what happened there. We'll have to try to talk to him, and actually, once he gets off of pit road, I'm going to pull him in here and see if we can find out what happened. Hey, Joe, it's Carl up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Carl.
Hey, man, I'm not going to take up too much of your time here, but that was a very confusing pit cycle. I thought we saw you enter pit road. What happened there?
The yellow flag came out, so I wasn't going to take service.
Okay, so you
I came out.
Okay, so you just drove through and then came back in when the rest of the guys came in, I guess, right? Yep. Okay, perfect. That's
correct.
Awesome. Hey, have a good race. We saw you were super fast. Do you think you can get back through the field?
I hope so. I really feel like I got tuned to the setup. I didn't even have the track before this tonight, so I think I got myself in a pretty good rhythm. Now I just got to work my way back up now.
All right. Sounds good, Joe. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, and that was Joe Dinsmore, who will be restarting 9th. I'm going to go ahead and say it. That was a Blake caution. He's not even in the race, but it didn't benefit Joe, so I'm going to say it benefited Blake. But no, that's really unfortunate for Joe there. You know, that's how those things happen sometimes. I was running an official race a couple weeks ago, and was entering a pit road under caution. And just as I was crossing the line, pit road was closed, and there was absolutely nothing I could do other than take the penalty. You know, so this is how it goes sometimes. And we're actually seeing Joe. Yeah, never mind. I thought he was having to fall back through the field. Well, he did lose some positions. He is currently in 11th. Quite sure why he had to drop back there, but all right. But hey, our current leader. I'm starting to think that they're listening to the broadcast as the pace car's lights are off. But we got Endeavor up front. We got 3 of the top 4 Endeavor guys. So they're trying to say, hey guys, slow your roll about Steel Horse Racing. Endeavor's still here. We're still going to put some wins together, and if there's one guy that can win, it's Bernhardt. He's beaten me enough times, and probably should have beaten me as many times as he has beaten me. And Adam Wood running there in 3rd. That's a guy who runs really well every week, and we'll see if he can put it all together this week and get a win here tonight. But a whole field shakeup as the pace car pulls in. We'll see when Brandon Bernhardt decides to go, and he is off, and his teammate Sean Carmody right beside him. Adam Wood gets a terrific jump as well. Is able to easily clear the 19 of John Gordon. But I have to think that as good as Brandon Bernhardt is, this has to be the position Sean Carmody has wanted all night. He has been very fast on short runs. So we'll have to see here what he's able to do on a short run. Oh, John Gordon has some issues. He's able to hold it, and we are still green. Oh, but Joe Dinsmore couldn't. Oh! Caution is out. What happened? Let's take a look. So we're seeing here Joe Dinsmore on the inside of William Klingbeil. Oh, just got tagged. Just got tagged. So let's actually rewind that here, because I want to take a look at William Klingbeil's in car. Rewind it just a hair more. And William Klingbeil in car, and let's go. Let's see what his perspective was on this. Oh, I think what happened, those 2 guys up front started checking up, and Joe Dinsmore checked up, and I don't think Klingbeil had any idea that was happening. So, tough break. You know, we knew that Joe Dinsmore was going to have a tough time getting back to the field, and it just got tougher. Let's take a look, see if... Yeah, I mean, as long as his, as long as it's driving okay, you can drive that. I mean, that's not awful damage. You know, it's front end's pretty crumpled. Might be an understatement. Front end's very crumpled, but yeah, let's see what happens here. All right. So let's run through our top 10 real quick, because we got some guys up here. Actually, it'll be top 9 because we got some guys pitting. But in first, we have Brandon Bernhardt. Second, Sean Carmody. Third, Adam Wood. Fourth, Josh Laston. Fifth, Brian McFerrin. Sixth is John Gordon. Seventh, Derek Schilling. Eighth is William Klingbeil. And in ninth is Ross Gage. And now just coming off pit road, I believe. In 10th, we have David Naughton. In 11th is Justin Anderson. 12th, Don Warnke. 13th, Joe Dinsmore. 14th is Andrew Burgess. 15th is Teddy Weichel. And I believe 16th will end up being Kevin Muller if he can get out ahead of them. But still, our leader. I mean, I have to think on a longer run, Brandon Bernhardt is going to lose this position because Sean Carmody has been so fast. But we haven't seen Brandon Bernhardt in clean air tonight. But one thing I want to point out is Adam Wood just came in there pit. Came in relatively late. Perhaps trying to go back there and work with his Steel Horse Racing teammates. So I said something nice about Steel Horse, and suddenly they have hardly anybody in the top 10. So I should perhaps stop talking. But that moves to Josh Laston up to third. Someone needed a good points night so he could make the chase, and he just put himself in position. So see if he can finish it off with a good run tonight. Running his new-ish pink scheme. And, you know, I'll tell you what. I'm looking at last pit stops, 62. Yeah, I think what Adam Wood did there was very, very smart. Can probably make it to the end on fuel. It'd be tight. It'd be real tight. You know, I said the fuel window was 25 to 30. The original estimate I got was 27. So stretching it there would be very difficult. It's possible, but we'll have to see. I think that was not a bad move, and what it also means is that even if he does have to come in and pit, it's just a splash and he can go. So I absolutely think that was the right move for Adam Wood. And look, there were some guys, you know, looking at Joe Dinsmore, who was caught up in that. You know, he's going to have to you know, save a little bit more if he wants to make it. Actually, Joe Dinsmore just came back in. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it to the end on fuel. That is a Steel Horse Racing strategy right there, as we see Joe Dinsmore, Justin Anderson, Adam Wood all re-enter pit road. So Adam Wood coming back in again to get a splash of fuel. I think that is spot on the right strategy. Especially if you're in the back of the field like that, because now what they're going to start doing is they're going to kind of start lifting a little early, saving a little fuel. They don't have to try to get through the field really quickly. They just have to save enough fuel to get to the end. If another caution comes out, though, they might be in trouble. We'll have to see. I'm excited. As the lights on the pace car are off, and we're about to go green flag racing again. Get a good look at our blimp view, and our leader, Brandon Bernhardt, has chosen the outside line to restart this race. I believe he's the first leader to do that tonight. And Brandon's off. One of the best restarts we've seen all night, but that is exactly why you want to choose the outside line if you think you can get a good jump, because now look, he can run the exact line he wants, which is to, you know, start high and then cut low. That was textbook right there. And we see here Brian McFerrin fighting hard with Josh Laston. You know, Josh Laston restarted in third, but Brian McFerrin has not given up that position. And actually right behind them, we've got Derek Schilling and John Gordon as well. And after these guys get going, I'm going to take a look here at lap times, because I'm really curious if the guys who pitted, Adam Wood, Joe Dinsmore, those guys, if they're back there taking it pretty easy. You know, we can probably see pretty easily if they're saving fuel. Oh, Derek Schilling's crash. Caution's out. Caution is out. Let's take a look, see what happened to Derek Schilling. Oh, just... yeah, I think he was just riding up a little higher than he wanted to be, and then the wall chased him down. So I have to be thinking with this caution now, these guys that pitted, they should be in good shape on fuel. Should be. Now the big question mark: do guys like Brandon Bernhardt, Sean Carmody, Brian McFerrin, Josh Laston, John Gordon, and others that haven't pitted yet, are they going to come in and pit? I think they have to, and Here's some of them come. Brandon Bernhardt, Sean Carmody stay out, but Brian McFerrin, Josh Laston, Don Warnke, Ross Gage. Actually, sorry, no, not Brian McFerrin. I'm sorry. So we got Josh Laston, John Gordon. It was Brian McFerrin. The software was messing up. William Klingbill. Kevin Haas is in. So we are in a situation here where we're going to have, and once they're done with their pit stops, I'll pull up the pit strategy window, but we're going to have quite a few different pit strategies going on at the same time, which we don't normally see. So, let's see if I can find here. Yeah, let's do 15 here, and see if we can get a good look at all the pit strategy going on. So there, you can see, if we look over towards this right side, there are guys all over the place in terms of pit strategy, different stint lengths. So it could make for an exciting race to finish us out. We'll see. I would prefer if we stay green, of course, but here we are. So our leader, still Brandon Bernhardt, followed by Sean Carmody. In third, we have Don Warnke, and in fourth, Ross Gage, up 16 spots. Actually, I've skipped past Don Warnke's and up 18 spots, so incredible run for those guys. Andrew Burgess in fifth, I believe. Actually, Andrew Burgess maybe in sixth, David Naughton in fifth. Justin Anderson in seventh, Joe Dinsmore in eighth, Teddy Weichel in ninth, and Adam Wood in 10th. And this is where we're seeing those pit strategies may have worked out really well for those Steel Horse guys, because now not only are they likely good on fuel, they're not too far back at this point with guys in front of them that still have to pit. I mean, Brandon Bernhardt, Sean Carmody definitely have to pit. Ross Gage definitely has to pit. But and then guys like Andrew Burgess, David Naughton, Don Warnke, they might be okay on fuel. They pitted at lap 68, only 2 laps earlier than the Steel Horse guys. Yeah, and as I'm looking here at, even the guys that did not do that pit earlier, your Josh Lastons, your Brian McFerrin, Brian. So Josh Laston did not take tires there. He seemingly went fuel only. Who out of that group? Kevin Haas also went fuel only. So pit strategy's all over the place. This is this could be a very wild finish as the lights on the pace car are off. We'll be going green flag racing here again shortly. And they are entering turn 3 as we speak. It's a very long backstretch cut here to our blimp view, and we're seeing Brandon Bernhardt once again take that outside lane. If he gets the kind of jump that he did the last restart, that's absolutely the right choice in my mind. But he has to get that jump. Pace car peels off. We're going to see when our leader decides to go. And he is off. Not quite as good a restart as the last time, but that's still plenty good enough. So he gets quite a bit of speed down that front stretch. Sean Carmody right now under pressure from Ross Gage. But look at that, out of nowhere, Sean Carmody just had a fantastic entry into that corner and gained a lot of time on his teammate Brandon Bernhardt. And then further back in the field, man, we got guys stacking up. Let's come back and look at that. But these guys are slicing and dicing right now. So we see Joe Dinsmore working to get around David Naughton, and he should be able to do it here, and Justin Anderson right behind him. But, you know, if Joe Dinsmore, Justin Anderson, these guys are trying to get through the field quickly, this side-by-side racing, oh, we're going 3 wide. The track's definitely wide enough for 3 wide, but, oh, man, as we see Justin Anderson working around Don Warnke there, he worked him good right there. That was, a little terrifying. Cut over to our TV2 camera, and Justin Anderson clears Don Warnke, and Joe Dinsmore's trying to follow in his footsteps. And it looks like Joe will be able to get it as well. So, look, we got these guys who had lots of trouble. Justin Anderson with issues on pit road. Joe Dinsmore, both with the caution coming out while he was entering the pits and getting caught up in an accident. Look, these guys are right back in it, running 5th and 6th. And on fresh tires, I don't know if their previous pit stop, they got tires or not. I'm assuming they did. They should be on fresh tires here. And they're just shooting through the field. Justin Anderson in 4th, Joe Dinsmore in 5th now. They're trying to track down Ross Gage, and based on that speed differential, I don't think it's going to be a problem right now. Ross Gage running on last pit stop at 59, so that's been quite a while. Has to be getting close to running out of fuel. But yeah, look at these guys. They're I'm going to take a look at lap times here. The last lap. Yeah, I mean, both of them quite a bit faster than our leaders. So as long as they're not burning their stuff up too much trying to get up there, they should be in really good shape once they do. Having trouble with Ross Gage, though. Ross isn't doing anything wrong here. I mean, he's just running his line. He's not blocking or anything. Maybe entering the corner. Ooh! Oh! You hate seeing that. You hate seeing that. That is, let's take one more look at it, because I don't think Ross Gage was doing anything wrong there. It looks like he made a mistake. Let's see. Ross gets low and then just rides up. You know, obviously, Ross Gage is definitely at fault there, but that did not come across as, you know, that wasn't like a boneheaded move or anything like that. That was just a simple mistake, and once you hit that grass, it's hard to control. So, very, very unfortunate for Justin Anderson. With 17 laps to go, probably 15, 14 to go when we go green again, it's going to be tough for him to get back to the field. But the story right now has to be our leaders. I want to shoot back up to Brandon Bernhardt, Sean Carmody. They are followed by Joe Dinsmore, who pitted much more recently than they did. So unless they have saved an enormous amount of fuel, I feel like they have to be coming, right? Well, pit road's open. They did not come. I'm a little puzzled. And I know that these guys aren't going to do something stupid, so I am really curious to see what they're trying, because I don't know if there's a reason to stay out much longer, you know, other than the fact that you potentially slow Joe Dinsmore down a little bit. But, you know, when you pit, you're going to fall to the back, and you're going to want as many laps as you can have to get back to the front. So we'll see. I mean, let's think here. If, you know, let's say, you know, I said the fuel run was 27 laps earlier. Let's say they can stretch it to 30. At their current pace, that would take them to lap 92. And we have a 100-lap race. They'd be 8 laps short. Now, 30 laps is already stretching it. But let's say they save some of their caution. I don't see how they could have saved that much. Like, that's... it's almost ludicrous that I'm even bringing it up. Like, I feel ridiculous even saying they may have saved that much, but they have to know something. I mean, they're still out there riding around, so we'll see. Folks, I think we're gonna all discover what they're trying here at the same time. You know, textbook says in my mind that they should have pitted, but we'll see here. It's actually looking here down the Endeavor channel. I know that Blake Gordon will a lot of times be in there spotting for them during the TNT races, and was just curious if he was down there, because Blake Gordon's known for making bold strategies. So, and in my mind, this is definitely a bold strategy because I don't think they'll be able to hold off Joe Dinsmore on fresher tires, and has been class of the field all night. And I feel like they're not going to save enough fuel. So, man, I can't wait. I am really ready for this restart to happen. I'm ready to go. Should be a really great finish to the race here. It was just should be 14 to go, 13 to go when we go green. We'll have to see. Lights on the pace car should turn off this time by the start-finish line. And they do. So we will be green flag racing this next time by. We see the guys stacking up. And, you know, one thing I want to watch here, because this could ruin some nights, is the issue I mentioned earlier about gaps being left on restarts. And look, I know we've heard admins harp about it for a long time, but as a broadcaster, I've seen it firsthand multiple times where large gaps really mess up the night for the guys behind them. So I'm hopeful that as we're going into 3 and 4 here, that the field's going to tighten up a little bit, because there's still some pretty substantial gaps. They are tightening up. That is definitely looking better than the restarts we saw earlier. Justin Anderson falling out of line a little bit, going low. As pace car pulls in, let's see what Brandon Bernhardt on the outside here is going to do. He is off, and Sean Carmody seems to be getting a little bit better on those restarts each time. I have to wonder if if there was some discussion there about what they were going to do together, so that they could potentially hold off Joe Dinsmore. But 13 laps to go, and Joe Dinsmore has put himself back in position. We'll see if he can do anything with it. And the other storyline as mentioned earlier, can these two guys up front make it to the end? I still don't see how it's possible, but especially with the pace they're running right now. But hey, Sean Carmody here, he's fighting hard for this position. You know, the smart thing as a team to do here, as a team, would be, hey, let's Sean just back off a little bit. Let's try to keep ahead of Joe, but Sean Carmody doesn't want to back off. he wants to win this race, so he's fighting. And as I see that there's someone that just went off track here, I'm actually wondering if their strategy is, let's stay up front. We think another caution is going to come out. Ooh, and Sean Carmody almost was that caution, but we think another caution is going to come out. And then if it does, then they can save enough to make it to the end. If it doesn't, they're going to have to put in the green and lose 1 to 2 laps. So that would not be a good scenario for them. But if caution comes out, they're possibly in good shape. So, but right now we're staying green. Seeing throughout the field, there are lots of battles going on. I'm seeing here Justin Anderson right now. He's fighting here with David Naughton. Already back up to 6th. I mean, that's pretty wild after what he had to deal with earlier. Yeah, Justin Anderson looking like he might be able to fight back for a top 5 here. And Josh Laston still having a good night. A top 5 would, currently running 7th, but a top 5 for Josh Laston would be huge for his playoff hopes. Let's go back just a little bit further here. Let's take a look at Don Warnke here and Brian McFerrin battling here for 10th place. Right now it is looking like, it looks like Brian McFerrin is going to have that position easily at this point. Kevin Haas moving in trying to take advantage as well. But back up to our leaders. This is hard to believe, but they are actually pulling away from Joe Dinsmore a little bit. I was not expecting that. I was expecting to see them, sort of pace themselves just so that Dinsmore was always sort of right there, but not able to get around them. Yeah, I mean, they don't need to. It looks like they've got speed right now. I'm looking at lap times, and they are quite a bit faster than Joe Dinsmore, which is making me wonder, did Dinsmore take tires earlier? My timing and scoring does not show. It only shows the last pit stop, and I know that he only did a stop and go, or a splash and go on that last stop. But perhaps at none of the stops did he take tires. And if that's the case, these guys are probably on equal tires. So right now, these two guys up front, Brandon Bernhardt, Sean Carmody, real strong. As we cross the line up here, it'll be 6 to go. Let's take a look back here. This little pack right here, William Klingbeil working to get around David Naughton. Justin Anderson still right there in 7th. But William Klingbeil's been fast all night, man. He has been, this is like among the furthest he's been back. Had a very fast truck tonight, so we'll have to see once, if he's able to get around David Naughton here, which it looks like he will. Will he be able to catch up to Andrew Burgess, who's running in 4th? Let's see here. How about, about to switch away. Everything about to switch. Oh, David Naughton hits the wall. Can he hold it up there? He is able to avoid any further incident. Justin Anderson did probably have to let off throttle a little more than he wanted to, but we're still green flag racing, and that's what I ultimately care about. We've got this is a tight pack right here. We've got just behind those guys, got Josh Laston, Teddy Weichel, and Brian McFerrin. They're not wanting to get counted out either, but I'm going to focus on our leaders for the finish of this race because, again, I had said earlier, if this thing stays green, there's no way they saved enough fuel. At this point, it's looking like I massively overlooked something. We are approaching 3 to go when they cross the line here. Still running a relatively fast pace. That lap right there was still less than a second slower than Bernhardt's fastest lap of the race. So, look, I think, honestly, I don't know. I think if they knew that they weren't going to have enough gas to make it to the end, they would have pitted, because if caution comes up now, it's going to be green, white, checkered. So, and Sean Carmody has some issues there. That is going to open the door for Joe Dinsmore. And that is exactly what Brandon Bernhardt did not want to see. You had a little bit of a buffer there with your teammate, Sean Carmody, who, is going to race you, but isn't going to, try to, sorry, I'm about to say run you over. Joe Dinsmore's not going to do that either. But you can communicate with your teammate. You guys are on the same strategy. And now you've got a wild card here to a degree. Joe Dinsmore's going to race you clean, but he's presumably faster at this point. We're going to have to see if he can get by here. I think we're going to have a heck of a finish as we're white flags out. We got 1 to go. Brandon Bernhardt here is doing everything he can to try to hang on to this. And Joe Dinsmore is right there with him. Joe's going to try to go to the inside. Joe Dinsmore is on the inside of Brandon Bernhardt in the middle of 3 and 4. They are going to exit the corner here. We'll see if Brandon Bernhardt's going to have the advantage. Brandon Bernhardt, they're side by side. Brandon Bernhardt wins the race. Wow! What a finish. I think the most exciting thing I'm excited about now is bringing him up and asking how in the world he saved enough fuel, because, wow, I was not expecting that. And I had to pull it up just to double check. That is Brandon Bernhardt's first Sportsman Series win in 51 starts. And the fireworks here are appropriate. This is a guy I know is a very good driver. Very much deserving of this. So let's before we pull him up, let's run through the field. I was about to ask if he was going to do a burnout, but he might be out of fuel. But let's take a look at our results here. In first, Brandon Bernhardt, followed by Joe Dinsmore. In third, Sean Carmody, and in fourth, Andrew Burgess. Fifth is William Klingbill, and in sixth, Josh Laston. Seventh is David Naughton, and in eighth, Teddy Weichel. Ninth is Justin Anderson, and in 10th, Brian McFerrin. 11th is Don Warnke, and in 12th, Ed Springer. 13th is Kevin Haas, and 14th is John Gordon, who is giving his teammate a little bit of a congratulatory bump. I think his teammate might be doing a burnout for him. 15th, Adam Wood, and in 16th, Ross Gage. 17th is Kevin Muller, and in 18th, Derek Schilling. 19th, Dan Shirley. 20th, Tim St. Jean. 21st is David DeParis. And in 22nd, Tony Bandon. And in 23rd, Mike Burgess. So, let's pull up our leader here. See what he has to say. Hey, Brandon, it's Carl in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, man. I gotta ask, were you out of fuel there at the end?
Yeah, I ran out in between 1 and 2, I believe. Going on the after lap.
Yeah. Well, the first question I have to ask you, man, is how in the world did you stretch that fuel run? Because every estimate I figured up was 27 laps under green, maybe 30 laps. And knew that caution laps would help you out a little bit here and there, but that was 38 laps. How'd you manage to do it?
Yeah, I got just enough caution laps, and under caution, I was in fourth the whole time and clutching it. So I tried to save as much as I could. I knew it was gonna be really, really tight. Me and Sean were debating on I think the second to last caution. Everybody pit. I thought we were screwed right there. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be tight, but figured I'd risk it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, I was expecting, okay, well, he stays out here, and he's going to have to save a little bit of fuel in the green, and then Joe Dinsmore is going to catch you guys. But you and Sean Carmody pulled away. We saw Joe Dinsmore had pace all night. Do you think that even prior to all of that, if you had been up front in the early part of the race, do you think you'd had the pace to keep up with these guys?
No, maybe first couple laps, but after that, no. I mean, I was really quick in practice, but I ran around Justin and stuff in practice, and he was much quicker. And then even in the race, they were pulling away from me. So I didn't really think I had a shot. No, maybe a top 5, but that one caution right for the green flag, or during green flag stops, I hit that just perfectly, where I was able to stay out and somehow come out in the lead.
Yeah, so I have to say I looked this up just now, and I was actually shocked by this. But this is your 51st start in the Truck Series, and this is your first win. So first, congratulations, long overdue. How's it feel to get your first win here?
It feels pretty damn good. You know, it was been a long time coming. Like you said, I've ran pretty consistent here this year in this truck, but just was never fast enough to get the win. You know, it was little. You know, Justin got caught up in some stuff, so that helped a little bit. And then, you know, Blake not being here helped. But, you know, I still had to beat some tough guys, and Joe and Sean, and, you know, Justin was still in this field, and William and stuff. So there's still some fast guys out here, but it feels really good.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to pull up the standings here. I doubt they've been updated, but I'm going to take a look, see where you were going into this. Because if I'm not mistaken, you were in pretty good shape. Yeah,
I was
sitting in 5th going into this race. This will certainly help. I would think in 5th you're probably mathematically guaranteed to make the chase. And actually with a win, you're definitely guaranteed. So, but the other thing that win's going to help out with are the bonus points. How do you feel about your odds going into the chase in a few weeks?
Well, I felt decent to begin with. You know, I was pretty consistent. You know, run 5th. But this win will definitely help. But anything can happen. You know, last year I think, winning the chase 7th or 8th I just sneaked in the Sportsman in points, and then I was all I needed in the last race before the Final Four was just a decent finish, and I got stuck in a wall and ended it. So anything can happen especially in this chase format. So this one will help. Hoping it'll bring some confidence and some momentum in.
All right. Well, hey, good talking to you, man. Congratulations on your first Sportsman Series win. I'm sure I'll talk to you tomorrow night when we race each other in the TNT Series.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, and thanks for broadcasting this tonight.
All right. Thanks, Brandon. All right. How about we bring up our second place, Joe Dinsmore. Hey, Joe. It's Carl in the booth. Got a copy?
Got a copy.
Hey, man, first of all, I got to say congratulations for the recovery, both from the pit road issue and then the wreck that happened shortly thereafter. Really an incredible recovery for you tonight. I think all things considered, I know you were fast, you're probably disappointed, but all things considered, second ain't too bad, right?
Yeah, I'll take second place. And how it finished was amazing. Brandon, Sean, and I battling it out at the end. So... yeah, this track was a lot of fun, man. I mean, I've never driven it until tonight, so I feel like this track was built for my driving style. The way that I don't know. I love this track. So it drove very similar to Motegi, actually.
So one thing I have to ask you is about the pit stops. You know, I saw on that last cycle that you pitted, you and your teammates came in multiple times to top off. But one thing my timing and scoring software doesn't show is after it basically shows like the pit time for the most recent pit stop. So what I want to know is on that first time you came in right there on that cycle, did you get tires or was that a splash and go?
No, it was a splash and go.
Okay, so okay, so that was one thing I was wondering. Is I was expecting you to be on fresh tires out there. You were on equal tires with Sean and Brandon.
Yes, I was.
Okay. But still, I mean, you were the class of the field all night. Were you a little surprised on that restart when they were able to pull away from you there?
Yeah, I don't know if there was something felt funky when we pulled off on that pit stop. I had to back down just a bit and get the truck collected and then have to come back. I don't know if it was actually noticeable in the broadcast, but I had to back off. I don't know if the damage or me scrape or what, if I had something on the front end, but it changed the way the truck was coming off the corners. So I had to reevaluate where I was going to modulate the throttle coming off, and that took probably 2 laps or so, and then I was able to start reeling them back in again.
Right. Yeah, we saw a little bit of that, but of course, it's definitely different in car than it is on a broadcast.
Yeah, of course.
But hey, man, great run tonight. Good to see you make that recovery. I was a little worried about you out there with those incidents, but like I said, good recovery, man.
I was hoping for 2 in a row, so tonight would have been the night for it. But where are we going next?
Next week we are at Chicagoland, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we are at
Another
Chicagoland.
Oh, okay. Hopefully that would be a good race.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, I think it should be. I mean, a lot of times the kind of cookie cutter-ish tracks like that do tend to be good races.
Yeah.
So keep your fingers crossed. We'll hope for a good one.
Yeah, I feel bad for Justin tonight. I mean, he was pretty fast too tonight. I mean, honestly, I think he was holding back all night, waiting for the end of the stages. But yeah, I want to thank my teammates for being in the channel and talking through the channel, and you guys again doing this for us in the broadcast. I can't, thank you all enough for putting this on, and I enjoy going back and watching it.
Yeah, well, I know that you always leave comments and stuff when you're rewatching it, or you often do, I should say. So looking forward to reading through your comments tomorrow, and you have a good evening, Joe.
Yeah, you too. Thank you very much.
All right, and that will wrap us up for the evening. Just want to really quickly go through what we have going on for the rest of the week with the Ghostfire Media Network. Tomorrow night, the AOLL TNT Series visits Nashville Superspeedway. Should be a lot of fun there. Friday night, don't miss the Ghostfire Media podcast, where we'll sit around, talk to some drivers, and pick on each other a little bit, especially Nick. Sunday night, the AOLL Cup Series visits Daytona. It's the first round of the chase. So, bit of a wild card in that first round. Can't wait to see it. Monday night, the Jeff Hill Trailer Sales Fuel Premier Series visits Darlington. And it is throwback weekend. Or week, I should say. And I will actually be racing in that race. I've put together a throwback scheme. I'm very happy with it. So be sure to tune into that one. On Tuesday, we have the IBRL Butt Kicker Series, also visiting Darlington. And then on Wednesday, I'll see you here again for the AOLL Sportsman Series. We will be at Chicagoland. So that'll wrap us up for this evening. On behalf of the entire Ghostfire Media crew, I want to thank you for watching. So long and good night.